Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the show with Mike. T-Roy's here. What up, T?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Been better?
Up and down with you. Up and down.
Yeah.
Good days and bad, I suppose.
I just heard you say, man, one of these days I could go for a smelling salt.
This is one of those days.
Yeah. I was on my way to the doctor earlier, and I popped on Rogan. He had Theo Von on, and they were doing smelling salts.
Oh, really?
But yeah, I don't know if you remember, but like we had the boxed smelling salts, which like the NFL players use. But then remember, Isis is here too. Welcome, Isis.
Hello.
Remember the guy that brought us like smelling salts that like knocked the room out?
Yes.
They were like, yeah, when I'm going weightlifting and shit.
Next level stuff.
Yeah, and it was like, I think that's what Rogan was doing.
Oh, boy.
It's like an hour into the show, he's like, God damn, I can feel that thing through my whole body.
I stopped those earlier than you guys did because I just started thinking like, there's got to be
good for
something. Like there's a reason they're used in a situation to wake someone up. And I felt like maybe not the best thing to do every day of my life.
It woke you up when you passed out on weed.
I remember, yeah.
I dropped the smelling salt in front of him and he fucking shot away.
But it's like, doesn't that, like I said, it just means to me when you think about it that maybe not the best thing to be doing 5 days a week.
Just huffing
every day, like every day.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know.
We'll get an update on Isis. He was gone for a few days in a moment. I went to the doctor today, the pain management. I got in to see them.
Did you get your global referral, Michael?
I did.
Hot.
Yeah.
They came through.
Pain in the ass. Yeah. That came through, and I went and saw him, and he basically just killed me. He was just like, yeah, you're going to die soon. He basically
The
told
pain
me
management doctor said,
Yes.
you've got a lot of pain we're going to need to manage for a long time.
No, he basically said, you're so fucked up, you're probably going to die soon. I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
encouraging.
I feel like, what did he like?
Like
I feel
heart
you're being-
attack, stroke.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. Can we do anything about
Somebody
this
still want to
pain?
say there? You a joke you want to throw in there?
No,
okay.
it's not that shocking. But I'm at the same end.
It was like, no.
Yeah.
Real.
And then it was
Oh,
like, okay, I'm at a level 9 fucking pain. He's like, is it shocking or throbbing? I'm like, yeah, all of it, all the time, 24 fucking hours a day, all of it. He's like,
throcking.
okay, I'm going to give you a week's worth of Vicodin. So prescribe him 7 pills. I was like, oh.
One a day?
That's a
One a day. 5s, by the way. A real Vicodin is a 10.
Yeah.
These are 5s. And they're hung up at the pharmacy for some insurance issue. I don't even know what that means. I might not even bother to go pick them up.
Right.
The fuck are 7 5-milligram Viking? I'm like, seriously? He won't do an epidural because I'm not healthy enough for an epidural. So I'm like, okay, great. So I got to get my blood sugar in order before he'll even contemplate it because that could just put me in a coma. It's like, okay, you're just a ball of fun, Doc. Thanks. This
Glad
was
I
great.
came here.
Glad I came in here. This is great. And thank you so much for helping me with my pain management. That was awesome.
Doctors
Thank
are
you.
funny things, man.
I'm still in pain, and now my anxiety's through the roof.
Yeah. Do you still have anxiety? I'm like, I didn't when I walked in the fucking door, but yeah.
No, it's like I was feeling
Thanks,
kind
pal.
of better. I felt like I was taking care of things a
Yeah,
little
I've
more.
lost
than I
a little
used to.
weight.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
You've been doing a lot better of trying to try to do things. I mean,
It's like, he's like, well, do you do any exercise? I'm like, yeah, before I got paralyzed, yes, I was walking and stuff. So, now he's like, oh, you can't do that now. I'm like,
are you listening?
What do you not understand about level 9 pain 24 fucking hours a day that wakes me up 3 times in the middle of the night? What part of that don't you get? Seriously. I'm like, this is what we're doing now? Whatever.
You think they'd come up with a different pain medication?
And if I'm going to die so soon, why does he give a fuck? Load me up with everything. What do you care?
He doesn't want to be the cause, I suppose. Like he's
Well,
around the edge. I'm
he's
not
a
taking
pain
this one.
management doctor.
I can't handle another,
He's
another lawsuit. I can't lose another one.
I don't think you can sue them. You go there. That's specifically set up to deal with people that are in pain because the doctors don't want the liability.
It's not easy, but you definitely can when they fuck up.
I don't think anyone could blame a doctor for me dropping dead.
Oh, no. Well.
Like, no. There's plenty of blame to go around, and doctors aren't the fault.
That's fair. Well, maybe tomorrow will be a good day. We seem to be on that up-down cycle.
Yeah.
So hopefully tomorrow will be improved.
See, originally I kind of felt like when you were saying that it's a good day, bad day. Like my feeling is usually even when you're getting better, it goes through a little pain to get better.
Oh, yeah.
But it doesn't sound like that's kind of what's going on.
No. I keep going to PT. They're like, I keep going to PT. I'm like, yeah. It's not helping much.
It's perpetuating the cycle. That's
like,
all
don't-
that it is.
I- you know,
you are
like,
now in the machine.
Yeah.
Welcome
But,
to the
like,
machine,
been
buddy.
On the same hand, the machine is so weird at times because why not just give you the pills then? Or why not just, give you more? It just seems odd at times. Like they sometimes they fight very strongly to say, like, even tell you that you're not hurting, by the way. Like, for real.
Yeah.
I know of people that have gone to doctors, your mom being one of them at one point in her life, but, like, I know people in my life that go to doctors regularly and they're like, well, I don't know.
Yeah, it is what it is.
I don't. They borderline telling them. My mom. I never got into it because I was on the road and stuff. My mom had some actual legit surgery this year with some. I don't know. I don't want to get too into it, but kind of serious stuff. And she'd been going for a long time, telling them stuff, and they just kept saying, "I don't know." That's kind of in your head.
Yeah.
Maybe you're making it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, and then
That's
and
kinda
then once
how
you
I
got to the
felt.
surgery point, they're like, the person was like, "Oh my lord, why haven't you had this before? This is very obviously what's going on here."
Yeah.
And it's like
Opinions
she
definitely
has been.
vary. And
Well,
we're going through that with my daughter too. When all the
Yeah, she has.
it's a clinical diagnosis for one. There's no like test that says what it is.
Right.
And then even
So
with
have
that,
they called her a faker yet?
a lot of times.
At the beginning,
a lot,
for sure?
a lot of times.
Really?
Yes, because they couldn't pinpoint anything.
Yeah.
Pain is so subjective.
Yeah, totally.
There's no test.
and
for
there are
pain.
people that fake it.
of course.
And there's people that smash their hand with a hammer to get a thing of
Right,
pills.
right.
For sure.
But even once there's a diagnosis, there was dozens of different treatments that people had. Everybody had a different idea of how or what to treat on every level, and it's like, okay, well, what's right? I mean, we've tried them all, but it's just amazing how that can vary. You would think that most of this stuff is. We've been down this road. We've figured out what works, what doesn't, but we're still in there.
And I know they're humans. I know, but it's like, and there is mistakes and there's people trying, but there is like a lot. Like I had something last year that I was kind of going through myself a little bit, and it was like I went to the doctor a few different times, and one doctor just told me like, yeah, those are odd symptoms. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
great.
So
Glad
I
I came to you.
It was a little like, have you tried drinking some water? I'm like, dude, I drink water all day.
Yeah.
I drink.
But have you tried drinking more?
Right. It's like,
Well, doctors and nurses used to be taught specifically, who are you to say what someone's pain level is because it is subjective.
Yep, very.
So what one person's 8 might be someone else's 3. So who are you to say if someone's in a lot of pain, you give them X to alleviate the pain, blah, blah, blah. And that went down a dangerous road, obviously, because then you got the politics involved and billions of dollars being made off these drugs that have decimated the country.
Right.
Whether it's oxys or Vikes or perks, all those things. I fully understand all of that, but it turns into a game because they give you a stupid little chart. We're still doing 0 to 10.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what's your pain level? And I'm thinking in my head, a fucking 10. But I don't want to say that to the doctor because then they're going to go, well, a 10 should be if you fucking lost a leg.
You're rolling around the ground screaming if you're in a 10.
Right.
Which theoretically you are.
Right.
So you need to
I'm
rip
like,
out your 10.
I don't know, an 8 plus. Just trying to like play the game. It's like, how many beers have you had, sir? And it's like, 2. I had 2.
Right.
So it's like, I don't. How do you describe a pain that never stops for one second, 24 hours a day? What level is that? And what does it matter if it's tingling or throbbing or shooting?
Well, there are some differences to that, and burning, and a couple of
all of it. It all happens at various times depending on how I sit, stand, step. One's shooting, one's throbbing, one's just pure aching, one's discomfort.
That's their wheelhouse. They should know that stuff, you would think.
You would think a pain management place would.
I told you, I went through the whole thing with the pain. That's why I've lost faith in the system, but I got all done with it. MRIs, EMGs, epidural, everything, all of it.
It's funny. I keep reporting back to you, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, the EMG." I'm like,
okay,
how
well,
the hell do you know
this
that?
he's like, I got to go to a nerve thing. Like, an EMG? Yeah. How'd you know?
How'd you know?
Because I've had 4. But no, it gets done, and he was like, well, I don't think you need surgery. Sometimes these things get better on their own. I just looked at him like, are you fucking serious right now?
And honestly,
I'm not a doctor. I know that's not how this works.
Right. And I know I don't know in the situation how often you saw this particular doctor, but if he saw you more than once or if he has any knowledge of you, you're not a person who's going in.
No, yeah.
Because it means it's been hurting for 4 years.
Yeah.
And now you're like, dude, I should do something about, like you said, describe with your leg being numb and finally like more stuff happening.
Yeah,
and it's
this was after I don't know, probably a 3-month process.
Okay, so
of seeing of a doctor, getting referred to him, going throughout the process of like following up with him and doing, okay, we did the PT, we're going to do this other test, now we're going to try the epidural, we're going to do this stuff.
And then
and then at the end of it, it's like, okay, I walked back in with all my stuff, like, now what? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't recommend surgery. And then I realize, because that's not in your best interest. I see.
Yeah.
I see how that works.
Did they give you stuff for pain? Because I don't think you like pills very much.
I generally don't. I even when I have them, like, I just hang on to them for when I really need them.
Right.
Because if I just take them just to get by, like, my life is just pain.
Right.
No, so I can mask it or whatever, but
Yeah.
like, I mean, numbers are stupid, but I mean, I'm a 5 just all day, every day.
Right.
So I can handle a 5. I'm used to a 5. 5 is my new normal.
Right.
But
Yeah.
when I'm an 8,
and it's so not going to get better.
no, it's not. But when I'm an 8, I'd like to knock her back down to a 5 when I can.
Right.
But if I just keep taking pills every day for a 5,
Yeah. You'll just be addicted to pills.
They'll be addicted to pills. My
yeah.
liver will fall out my butthole one day. However
Yeah.
that all works.
Yeah.
That's why even with Motrin, I don't really. Just this is the first time in I don't even know how long. Like these last couple mornings, my back's fucked.
Yeah.
From the weekend that I just took a handful of Motrin on the way out the door.
Yeah.
Just to get going.
This fucking clown calls my doctor's office while I'm sitting there, and is like, this is Dr. Dickhead from wherever. I want to talk to
From the Dickhead Institute.
Yeah, and I want to talk to him. And he's like, I'm wondering what his AIC levels are, whatever,
A1C1, I think, whatever.
Yeah, and then he's on the phone. He's just like, that's awful. Oh, that's
for real. I mean, are you
I'm being
paraphrasing?
Fucking serious.
Paraphrase. I said it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the doctor answered his call just that fast.
Yes. Yes.
Amazing how that works. Like
Yeah.
they got a
Right.
hotline.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. So Dr. Dickhead calls and is just like, oh, that's off the charts. Yeah, we can't. No. Okay. Yep.
Unacceptable.
Yep. No, that won't work at all.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay.
Could you say that again, please?
Yeah, I've never seen a number like that. Okay, great.
Janet,
Thank
can
you.
I get the funeral
like,
line, the
dude.
funeral home on the line here, please?
What happened to bedside manner, sir?
Some
Like,
level
what the
of it.
fuck,
I mean,
man.
yeah.
It's just unbelievable. And so
Maybe they're going with
but
scare
then,
tactics.
But then he's like, I probably. But then he's like, I didn't even think about your kidneys or your liver. God knows what they're doing. And I was like, yeah, why don't we find out? He fucking calls back. He's like, yeah, I need to know the kidney and the liver, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, that's surprising. Well,
that's not nearly as bad as I expected.
Wow, that's surprising. Okay, thank you. Bye. He's like,
Oh my gosh.
your kidneys are normal and your liver is a touch high, but at 40, not bad.
Tad irritated at this point, but
It's like, wow, okay. He's like telling her, well, that's shocking. This guy's a real piece of shit. Do you see the piece of shit that's in my office right here? You've seen him, right? I'm like, yeah, tell Raven I said hello. I knew who he was talking
kidney
to.
transplant? No? That's the original one?
That's the original.
Okay.
You haven't cashed that out yet? Wow.
I'm gonna say, like, I don't even know if I've mentioned it on the show yet or not, but my sister's pregnant.
Yeah.
And
She hasn't had that kid yet?
no,
Her
And
tit's
me.
getting huge?
I guess I don't
Yeah.
know.
Take
Anyway,
a picture of her next time you see her.
she's on Facebook. You can go creep her out yourself if you
Okay.
want.
Nice.
But no, dude,
She's too tall for me, E.
Okay.
Anyways, but she's
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah. She's hot, too.
Oh, yeah.
Believe
Well,
it or
she's
not.
already knocked
She's
out.
got a little easiness in her face. You can see a little easiness, kind of the beady eyes thing, but
Oh, yeah. That'd creep me out.
sorry. E. Go
No,
ahead. You
I
were saying.
almost made a joke and I realized I'm talking about my sister. Like almost went for the generic guy jokes.
What were you going to
Put
Yeah,
it
like,
back.
I don't need to be looking at the face, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
shit like I don't know, whatever.
that would-
Turn
Not with big
around.
old titties like that.
Well, just turn her around, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, Miss
Christ,
Beatty.
that's my sister.
Yeah, it is.
But no,
That's
but
how you forget it's your sister.
but she, dude, whatever. But but she's been going through this, and it's like pregnancy, and it's like there is for real not that much out there. Like if you don't seek out as a girl, like, hey, how am I feeling? She had like a month where she was fucking sick, couldn't even leave the bed almost, so nauseated, so everything, but yada yada yada. And like she'd go to the doctor, and they'd just be like, yeah, well, yep. Okay. And it's like she had to search out things on Instagram and stuff and find some people that have gone through it. No, but and they blog about it and they talk. Oh no, this is normal. Some women feel this. Some, and it's like
if only there was a book that would tell you, like what to expect when you're expecting.
No, that's something. That stuff.
Somebody should write something like that.
No, even that stuff doesn't cover the stuff that she's talking about. Honestly, like someone really breaking down stuff and what some of this stuff can feel like. And my point is like, as far as her being pregnant and going to the doctor, it was very much just like, okay, yeah, you're pregnant. Come back here in 4 weeks. And when she got there, she said one time, like, oh, how are you feeling? She like asked a few questions and it'd be like irritated, just like, oh yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's like, man, dude, like you just think
everyone says this at 6 months.
Right. I don't know. You just think there'd be more to it. She really like did some diving in, and it just isn't. We don't even don't know that much about like how much the pain is or what people experience, and it's just I don't think there's money. Again, to the money, they don't care because they figure women are getting pregnant. What are we going to do? What's the point of?
Because they can't prescribe them anything. So
exactly.
There's no money to be made there.
There's no reason to really work on it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter.
It's going to get worse. Just fucking, this is training for when you're going to shoot that bowling ball out.
Well, I understand, but I'm not explaining. If she was here, she would explain more what I'm talking about. But it just lends to what you guys are saying with doctors, where it's like they really just.
I'm so
just regular people.
It's remarkable what has happened in 2.5, 3 short years. Just how much I just don't trust the establishment, medical anymore. Big pharma. It's like,
no, you're right.
Your eyes have been opened. Doors have been opened to see what's going on, and it's like, oh, this is bullshit. So much of this is about your board members. This is about your profit margins. This has nothing to do with public health. At all.
I think it's been a lot longer than 2.5, 3 years.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, for me personally, it was like the pandemic really opened your eyes to this stuff and just like, wow.
And it always, you can get like just like almost like with religion. You can get individuals or like anything. You can get individuals. Like I had my urgent care dude that I went out to when I broke my thing in Utah. He was like awesome, really cool dude. He even called me up a week later, just like, hey man, I wanted to follow up and see like what did your doctor say and stuff. But that is fucking rare.
Oh yeah,
and he was an urgent care doctor.
Really
even. Good for him, man.
Yeah,
but
that's cool.
And it was he like you could tell this dude fucking cared. Like even at the time, he knew I was on this trip. He's like, I don't want to tell you to go home and let me. And he was on the phone for like 10 minutes, set up a specialist to check it out. Unfortunately, we just decided not to. But whatever. But that's so rare. Like I said, I also described a nurse that going in and just saying, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to have like one of those small town family doctors, just a general practitioner that I can go to his office. It's okay. He doesn't have to make house calls. But
dude, that's the good old days, man. Show up in a suit. With
I don't know. It's like a Little House on the Prairie show.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, he's got the fever. We got to get rid of him.
No, you're right about all that shit, though, man. I mean, it sucks, but it's like. The pandemic really did open up with just obviously the drugs and the shots and all this bullshit. That
I've known some pharmaceutical reps, and it's opened up my eyes a little bit on how that whole game's played and what it's really like. I'm not saying that everyone's like that, but it definitely tilts the scales.
Dude, we have marketing stuff like this is like unique to America and New Zealand, I think. Where I've got a pen upstairs that just says Lipitor on it. Like
why? Yeah.
Why?
Don't they not allow?
Used to hand out hats and vacations for doctors.
Oh yeah.
They don't allow, I believe, in some countries, right? Like commercials.
Most. Only here in New Zealand.
I would say
90%, over 90% of the media that advertises during the nightly news shows is pharmaceutical companies.
And look at this.
That is called captured by definition.
Right.
When you have a sponsor, it is impossible to shit on your sponsor.
Right.
Otherwise, they won't sponsor and pay for everything.
And I mean, this is going down a whole nother route that whatever. But if you look into even like our food, like they sell us food here that other countries just say no. France. No, we're Skittles. I don't know. There's this thing that came out with Skittles recently. I don't really eat candy anyway, but like there's stuff in these foods that we sell they sell to us that in other countries they're like, no, this does not pass the health fucking code. We shouldn't be feeding humans this.
FDA but they don't care one that's lost my respect.
Oh yeah,
and credibility. I used to think that was completely above board, and I realized that that's also just part of the machine.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's all part of the same machine, and it's terrifying.
You just got to do the best yourself.
I think it was 60 Minutes did a special on, I believe it was France and children in France, like at lunch, lunchtime.
Yeah.
And they have like chefs in there that are preparing like healthy meals for the kids. And they brought in a can of Coca-Cola, and the kids are like, "The hell's that?" They're in like 6th grade. They never heard of it. Never seen it. Like, no, they got milk or water, and they got a fruit and a vegetable and a lean meat. It was like no fucking starched bread bullshit and you know,
good
you
old
see
square
ours,
pizza.
I didn't even realize it, dude, that our schools now are infiltrated with like Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. Like, kids have that.
Yep.
Like, we used to have that shitty piece of pizza. Or
you say shitty.
I
say
actually
delightful.
love that.
That square
little
pie.
square.
That was good
Generic.
stuff.
That was good.
Fridays on
I
Fridays.
apologize for that. I didn't mean that.
All right,
but
good.
because those were
I
delicious.
was going to say, we might fight
Well,
over
the
that
food's
one.
great. The shitty food we eat tastes good. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
it tastes very good, and they know why it tastes that good because they make it taste that good.
Yeah.
I mean, but healthy food.
I wonder if that pizza would stand up today if we got a piece of that little paper square and that.
That's a great question.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I bet it wouldn't.
I can almost taste it in my mouth.
Yeah,
Looking at it,
me too.
Like
Pizza
I can
day.
cutting into it.
Yeah,
you know,
that plastic fork and knife.
Yeah, a
your-
spork.
Your little thing of milk, chocolate or
It
white.
might hold up. It might hold up. I mean, I was going to say it's the best pizza I ever had, but
I mean, we all liked it back
anyway.
then.
But it was shocking to see like how other countries do it. And, you know, you wonder why we're as fat as we are and unhealthy as we are. And
Wasn't that Big Mike's thing, trying to change all the school lunches?
Yeah, that failed. Miserably. But Big Mike gave it a shot.
Who was Big Mike? I don't remember.
Oh, Michelle Obama. I think you know.
You know what's funny though is actually her goal was right.
Yes.
Whether people believe it or not, it was right.
Right.
The reality of like you said, even take away the Taco Bell and Pizza Hut in there. Even what we were eating, I know we were at different ages, but I was still in an age. I think we got basically the same type of lunches in elementary
Depends
school.
when you're talking about elementary school. Yes,
That's what I was gonna say.
We got to leave.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, we could still go out.
I didn't get to do. I
don't think I ate one lunch in that cafeteria.
No,
Okay.
not one. No.
If I couldn't leave. I was just out on the patio smoking.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The reality is, if you want to go down that line, you're started at such a young age of just like, oh, you just get pizza or whatever you got in elementary school. You know what I mean? That was just not good for you at all. And it sets terrible standards for the rest of your life.
Your reward for doing something was McDonald's. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like that was like a treat. Go to McDonald's,
absolutely.
which made you, emphasize it. Like,
I mean, it's
elevated
it's
on
a tough,
another level. Like it was so good.
it's a tough deal. Like obviously we all like shitty food. I mean, I love fucking Taco Bell. I don't eat it as much as I used to, but I fucking would eat it 5 days a week if I knew it wasn't, what it was and shit. But
well, it's funny watching like Marshall and Mad and Reed.
did they try to make them actually eat right, better?
Kristen, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, she cooks every meal for them, and it's all basically healthy. Now they have candy and shit. They're not. But all they know is fresh prepared.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't know fast food and
Yeah.
takeout, or fruit cups. It's like, no, she cut up 5
Yeah, because really
fruits
those
and they ate
fucking
'em.
fruit cups have fucking sodium and they're not
It's just
even.
syrup goop. in
Yeah,
there.
it's not good for
I
you.
think about those like the old TV dinners we had. Like
yeah.
the Salisbury steak and like,
You had to leave the metal over the fucking cherry pie dessert. or
Oh my
whatever.
God. Yeah, that was like that couldn't have been any good.
No.
And the thing is, they're there now. They taste a lot better, but they're obviously
terrible for you.
terrible for you. But they do
The
taste
amount
better.
of plastic we ingest
I know.
is it would blow your mind
Yeah.
to know, from drinking plastic water bottles, eating TV dinners, microwave dinners in the plastic.
Yeah.
Estimates are that we eat upwards of a credit card a month
Oh my God.
in plastic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's even I see it like I go to Costco and I get like the fresh bagels,
Right.
Whatever,
Yeah.
and they'll last like 5 days. That's it.
Yeah.
You go buy like the other ones, the
Right.
the store bought ones.
Yeah.
they're good for like a month.
Right.
Yeah, or
Why?
two.
How can that be? Right.
Oh, well,
Why?
exactly. That seems totally
And
natural.
it sucks because honestly, like even like when I'm with my parents and stuff, I've been trying to, and my mom got hurt, so I've been trying to make some meals and stuff. But it's a lot more work and a lot more expensive, really, if you want to try to actually make food with like fruits and vegetables in them and stuff like that.
Yeah, well,
it's so
long term, it's not necessarily.
It isn't.
If you can plan and you can do that, it's hard. It's hard to do that for one person.
Yeah,
It was hard to cook. You know.
Yeah. Well, what I end up doing
can't portion it down enough without wasting a bunch.
Eat the same meal for 6 meals in a row.
Yeah. Right.
I'd have to find things. I'm like, can I eat this 6 times in a row?
Yeah.
I guess I can.
I've definitely Googled how long is something good for in the fridge, like multiple times.
Yeah.
Anyways, radiofor1.com. Please go check it out. Merch is available. T-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts. Amazon link. Amazon Canada. Groupon. My Pillow is there. Sign up to become a Patreon member. That's the best thing you can do for us. Patreon members, we're throwing content in there quite frequently. We'll do some more tomorrow.
I saw the stickers started to land.
Oh, really?
I saw a couple reports, people getting stickers.
Okay.
I heard one unconfirmed report of a note, but with no actual confirmation.
Okay.
So,
how did you get an unconfirmed?
Well, because I heard no, I didn't. There was no picture. There was no evidence. It was just based on the word that there was a note, but without any verifiable evidence. So I will take this person at their word.
And it could have been 10.
It could have been something you wrote to that person that made it not shareable.
Oh, that could very well be.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there.
Yeah, it was fun. I don't know how many notes you wrote, but
there was only a handful. By the time I got home, I think I only did 10. I think I stuck 2 or 3 notes in there. Like that. I wasn't gonna do them all.
No. Anyway, radiofor1.com is the new site. I talked to Dawn at My Pillow today. I emailed her and she's like, do you have time for a call? I was like, sure. I was like,
oh, this sounds important.
Am I in trouble? And because Lindell's got a new commercial out for My Coffee.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, My Coffee.
Okay.
He opened up My Store. I think. Google this or see if you can go to mystore.com. It seems like that would have been taken years ago, but he opened it up for American entrepreneurs to launch stuff. And so one of the things in there, and our code works there too. TDC.
Oh, excellent. Good.
Works there as
good
well.
Info there. Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, Dawn. I emailed her. I was like, okay, I'll bite. My Coffee. Is it really good for real?
It's the best.
It's the best coffee in the world. We get our beans from blah, blah,
blah. Oh, look at that.
And so I called her and we're talking today and she goes, it's new. We've been drinking it around the office for a couple weeks. It's fantastic.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. I was like, I swear by the sheets. I don't care what anyone says.
Bought all the beans in Kenya.
So I don't know whose this was or whatever, but if you use our promo code there, TDC, it will work.
Okay, yeah, I got a ton of.
She's sending us
bleed
some
stop, the old good old bleed stop.
Bleed stop.
Ooh, and bleed.
If you find yourself bleeding out on the ground, grab some bleed stop.
We got to find out the difference between bleed stop and bleed clot.
Ooh. Yeah.
Look at all we got here.
Yeah, look at the action over there. All right. Yeah.
Show more products even.
Yeah, go to mystore.com. Use code TDC.
And they're sending us some coffee tea, so we'll be able to try it.
Okay. Good.
And we'll report. I'll be honest with you if I like it or don't like it.
All right.
And then I was like, hey, what's the deal with the percale sheets?
Yeah.
I love the Giza. She loves the Giza too. I'm like, Troy loves it. I can't say it enough. The Giza sheets are that dope.
Yeah.
And they're on sale right now. The percale sheets are like for summer. They're a thinner, soft, and keep you cool.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, well, what do you think? She's like, I love the Giza. I'm like, yeah, me too. She's like, do you want me to send you some just to check them out? I'm like, yeah, sure, send them. And so we've got a set of those coming.
Okay.
Check them out. But I swear by the Gizas, I haven't tried the percale yet, but they are on sale. Regular $90 for the queen size is $40.
Oh, that's a bargain.
So yeah,
that's actually a good price for a set of sheets. For a good set of sheets.
Yeah.
They used to just be straight thread count.
That's all it was.
Yeah. I learned that growing up. Like I was like sheets, and I was like, oh God, no.
No.
Oh no.
No.
Like I said, I run hot, so I need.
Yeah. So do I.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the fan on, and
I tried those like satin ones back in the day. Like
yeah. So did I.
Slide right off the bed and shit,
Satin should be reserved for panties.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like save it for panties.
That's fair.
And leave it off the bed. It's kind of a creepy.
Yeah.
sex thing too. It's like having a heart-shaped bed or something.
You mean the satin sheets on my water bed was weird?
Waterbed.
Right? When I walked in,
I had a water bed
clapped,
once.
and like the lights went down, and the music came on.
Yeah.
little red draperies over the lampshades.
I did have a water bed. That was
Yeah, so did I.
for
Popped
quite a
one.
while.
I popped one because I didn't want to take a nap.
Really?
Yeah,
God, you were such a dick.
yeah, yeah.
I can't. My
was
bed.
young.
Mom, bed's leaking.
Yeah, it like flooded the house.
You did. Oh, you didn't at a young age. You didn't want to take a nap.
Yeah,
so that was your solution.
Forced. I was forced to take a nap. I didn't know what else to do. I didn't have many resources.
Little did you know later in your life, dude.
You had a water bed at like 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
It might have been my parents. I might have been sleeping in the bed with them for all I know.
Right.
You know, because it wasn't like a water crib.
Yeah.
That I was in. I was a little bit older, but I was still.
Never seen
I
a
could-
twin-size water bed.
Yeah, right.
But I was still at an age where I could be forced against my will to take a nap.
Yeah.
You know how much I'd love that now.
Like I said again, like little
Yeah.
did you know later in life the naps were fucking awesome. And
Yeah.
you wish you'd be, you try to take one every day, or
Yeah.
wish you, take one if you could.
But it's light outside. I got friends I got to play with,
Of course,
and
yeah.
you're forcing me to take a
Yeah.
nap. No, and I popped it.
Clearly, with that attitude, you needed one.
Yeah, yeah.
What was the response to the pot? I mean, what did you
I don't
tell
remember.
them that it
I don't
happened?
remember.
Did you pretend obviously that?
Oh,
it
this was on the bed. I laid on it, and
Yeah.
it must have punctured. I don't know.
Right? I had my keys in my pocket.
But I didn't believe that.
I believe my dad patched it.
Oh, I believe that 100%. Yep.
Like a bike
Yep.
patch.
Don't worry, I got this, Pat.
Yep.
I'll have
Fill
it
it
filled back up.
Man,
Give
your
me an hour and a
parents had
half.
a water bed. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always remember every girl I was ever with, because clearly I weighed a lot more than them.
Yeah.
I would like lay in the bed and they'd be like
Up
here.
there. Yeah.
It'd be like a 2-foot
Was there
difference.
anything to the waterbed in reality, or was it just a fad?
They were kind of dope.
I mean, it was kind of comfortable. Yeah. I mean,
But I wonder, like, really, if it's good for your body.
I probably
really.
not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like,
maybe the way you
Back then we
balance
were so
yourself
young,
out.
it didn't matter. But
But it's just like, I wonder how gimmick, really, it just was a gimmick.
Yeah.
And really, it could be very
Well,
bad for you, possibly.
Could be. That could explain a lot. We
Yeah.
both have
Yeah.
maybe we get a class action waterbed lawsuit going.
yeah.
Against
who made
generic
the-
waterbed.
Who made the waterbed?
We'll find out. All of them. Any one of them. It doesn't matter. All of them.
Waterbeds. They
Yeah.
look so funny,
Like
man.
the OptiGrab.
How did
Yeah.
you just
shut
did
it
you have
down.
to, how often did you have to change the water that often?
I think
or
you're supposed to. I
Like-
mean, that had to be a cesspool when that was in there. You're supposed
I-
to like add shit to
I
it.
think you had to
like-
refill it from time to time. Like it would evaporate or go down, and then you you could fall down to the bottom
Yeah.
wood boards.
Yeah.
In the middle of it.
Yeah, I remember I did have to top it off once in a while, but like I never like drained it and put fresh water in there. or
Yeah,
anything.
No.
but I'm like, were you supposed to?
Probably.
I don't know. You had a liner between you. It's not like you were.
Yeah,
drinking the
that's what I'm
water.
saying.
No,
I'm
right.
saying. Like, it's just a weird. Like, I don't know if water can get moldy maybe or
Well,
some
I'm sure
shit,
it
or-
can.
Yeah.
I'm sure it
Probably.
can go pretty bad.
Yeah,
Definitely.
didn't matter back then.
Nope.
Whole different world.
Hey, insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who even provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasick from Wasick Insurance Services change that. Brent has over 30 years in the business and offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, and more. Call Brent Wasick at 734-455-1900 and get a free no-obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900 for Brent Wasick at Wasick Insurance.
Hey, Isis, you were gone. You were doing a little camping.
Correct, sir.
Where'd you go?
Man, dude, I can't even pronounce.
Oh, isn't we were talking
Way up in the UP.
Oh, you went all the way to the UP?
Oh, yeah.
How long were you gone? 3 days or?
Like 4.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's like a day of driving each way, though.
yeah, I woke up real early Saturday, got up to around the Sault Ste. Marie.
Oh, you got all
area.
that? Okay, yeah.
And then I actually went from stayed there a night and went to another place. I can't pronounce it seriously, but it's like Deer Lake.
Okay.
But it actually was a state park called like Muskaluska, some shit,
right.
whatever. So yeah, like
By
you're right.
yourself?
Yeah, just by myself.
Yeah.
That van really worked out great. So I was telling Mike I had two kind of interesting things that happened. One, I have gotten better with my camping setup. Not as bad as
Why? What was wrong with your camping setup
I
before?
used to be just really dirty. Just things would just be strewn about the site.
sure.
And I don't set up tents. I don't like tents. So I used to just sleep in my car. And
God, that would be uncomfortable.
it was terrible.
Oh,
in rally, it was and so what I really
the van helps though.
The van is it's so much better because I can lay.
Get one, I'm telling you, get one of those little air mattresses for the back of the van.
No, for the van I can do it, and I think I'm going to do that. But like for the
they make them like
car-
specific for it. Too,
Yeah,
even that.
but my car, I'm 6'2", man, and so the Malibu. So the point is, because of that, a lot of times I would even just sleep outside on the ground. So I would just have like my sleeping bag would be on the ground, and I'd be yanking things out of this car and shit. So I do a little better. I got a newer grill. It's a little neater, but overall, it's still just me sitting there. And since the van's there's no tent. It's just me, a chair, a grill, drinking beer, just sitting there, right? Like just sitting by myself, listening to music, drinking beer.
That sounds amazing and awful. At the same
doesn't
time.
it? It sounds sad and encouraging.
Inspirational.
It's very. I really enjoy it. I needed to get away.
What happens when you get 6 beers deep and you start getting a buzz to where you're like singing along to the tunes?
I have gotten better. I try not to sing and stuff like that. I try to just sit there, keep it together or whatever.
Try, but mostly fail at that?
Sometimes, no, I don't. When I'm by myself in that situation, I don't sing and stuff. Even when I see at the house, I don't usually sing. But anyway, so I'm sitting there though, and there's like this family next to me, and I get it because again, look at me.
Yeah.
I'm literally just a dude sitting there in a chair drinking beer after beer, and
never let their kids go more than 2 feet away.
Well, here's the thing though, I have a grill set up, and I had made food already, but I don't think they saw it. Like I had made a lunch already that day, and I'm just sitting there, and the fire's not even up yet because it's really not dark enough for the fire, so I haven't even started the fire yet. And she just comes over, she goes, I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. Instantly, I just assume my music is too loud on my phone. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, my music too loud.
Phone.
Yeah, because I'm
like this external speaker just on your phone.
Playing it off my phone. Well, the reasoning is because if I were to do one of those portable ones, then I definitely would start having issues where I would crank it up too loud for people. So
Bad fucking green.
Exactly. No, seriously. Exactly. And so the point is, like, I'm just sitting there like that. The fire's not going yet, and she comes over. She goes, I'm like, oh no. If anything, I was worried that we were too loud. I'm like, oh no, fine. And she's like, so I'm just we're about to make some sausages. Would you want some food? And I'm like, it was so weird because part of me, honestly, I'm a social person. I would have liked to have gone over and sat with them, just talked for a little bit, maybe like, oh, what are you up here for? Where are you from? Yada yada. But I didn't want to take free food. I had food. I felt weird, so I'm just like,
theirs was probably better than yours.
Yeah, probably.
No, I had pretty good food.
Okay.
I mean, I like kielbasa's and stuff like that, pre-made hamburgers and shit.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if there was amazing, but yeah. But but it was so awkward. I mean, it's so awkward. I was just like, oh no, I got food.
Yeah.
And then
it proves our homeless theory on him sitting on a corner trying to beg for change.
Right. I'm like,
and maybe that proves it even more. If you don't beg,
food.
They throw it at you if you don't ask for it.
Almost exactly how like I said, like, oh no, I have my own food.
Like,
and then it's like,
I assumed you had food. I was inviting you over to have a family experience, you moron.
I know.
They had like a really quiet conversation about it for a long time.
And then after that, I was sitting there, and like I said, I would have enjoyed going over and just, like I said, chatting it up a little bit.
Be social, yeah.
And be a little so. I would have found, but I didn't know what to say because I had food, so I didn't want to take food.
Yeah.
And in the moment, I wish I would have been like, well, I have, but it's, to me, I'm so weird about it because again, I'm just sitting there by myself. Like if I'd have been like, well, I actually have food myself, but if you don't mind the company, I wouldn't mind just chatting it up. What would you
couldn't muster that?
So what did you say?
I literally just said, no, I got food, but I appreciate it, but I got food.
Okay.
And it's just okay. And then she walked over there, and then I just sat there and
she went back and went, yeah, he's as weird as you think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, if it was you, and I know you probably wouldn't go by yourself camping like I'm doing.
You never know. I'm getting there.
But if you're in my situation where you're doing what I was doing, and you didn't want to have food, what would you say? Like, would you be like?
No, I think that was good. I thought I could just pictured you like get up and run away or some shit.
Yeah. But say
were they drinking?
They were. They also had like kids. They weren't. They had like a baby and like some teenage age
How
daughters.
old were these people?
Probably 40s.
Was she decent looking?
Late 30s, early 40s.
Was she decent looking?
Okay.
Did she have an ankle bracelet on?
I dropped food off to a guy with an ankle bracelet the other day.
Did you?
Yes. At the it was at an apartment. I'm dropping food it's like a pizza. I'm like, hey,
was he in shorts?
Some yeah. Like, here's some McDonald's, buddy, or whatever, right? And it's like I look down, ankle bracelet. Like, okay, I understand why you're getting DoorDash. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
No, but like, what if you wanted to say like, hey, yeah, I wouldn't mind having being social, but you were by yourself. I don't know. What would you say if it was you? Because it's a tough spot.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a script.
This is easy. If it's a family and they're not drinking, because lots of parents have wine, they're not driving anywhere.
No, they weren't. They
wine.
weren't.
If you're getting 10 beers deep and they're sober, that's a shit show waiting to happen.
But yeah, but this is dinner time. I hope you're not like sloppy drunk at this point.
I wasn't, but I mean,
could be.
It could be. Yeah, well, totally. You could be.
It'd been a long day. I was tired. I was at a point where I think I would have been over there and kind of been like a little sloppy. So you know what? Actually, looking at it now, probably a good thing I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my response was just kind of like, I got food. And then she just kind of
Do I look poor?
Okay. And then I think like it took me another, and then after that, about 15 minutes, I'm like, maybe I should at least get the fire going so it looks like I am competent to do something.
Yeah.
But when I'm drinking like that, in my normal life, I've been trying to better and better not eat late. But when you're drinking like that, I like to eat right when I'm about to go to bed because I already had the beers.
Yeah,
so have something to soak that up in there.
Right. So
it's the worst. Why does that happen? I hate that.
I know, but
it's so true.
But here's the thing, Mike. You're right. Like if you're sitting there again, especially in this situation where you're just in a chair camping. If I eat the burgers at say 9:00 and then I want to go to bed at 10:30, 11. You're gonna want to fucking eat again because you're not gonna eat hamburgers and then continue to drink and be like, yep, I can just go to bed.
See, beers fill me up though.
They've never done that for me.
Yeah.
Never.
I don't. I mean, I'm not full, but I just feel like bloated kind of when I.
Yeah, you don't eat late. Like
no,
when you're
generally
drinking.
not. No.
And I don't.
Which is weird. I gotta eat something.
I've stopped doing it, but in these, so my point is in a way like so she offers the food. I say I've got food. A half hour later, get a fire going, and dude, I didn't make food until 10:00 at night, and they're already in their
they're already in bed sleeping.
And I had one more that was kind of interesting. I was up literally on Lake Superior. The sun was setting. It was very blah blah blah, beautiful and whatnot. I'm sitting there. I'm doing a time lapse thing, so I don't have my phone even. I can't sit there and so I'm just kind of watching the sun go down and yada yada. And there's this big family. They come down. They bring Nana. Nana can barely walk.
Yeah,
like literally, all the way down there. I'm like, okay, whatever. They're down here to see the sunset. There was a lot of people down there for the sunset. Yeah. And this one couple keeps taking photos. No one else is really taking photos, but they're making a big deal. And someone has a nice camera. And eventually the couple do a photo where they go like guns, almost back to back, holding the fake
Charlie's
guns.
Angels.
Almost like Charlie's Angels. And I'm like, that seems odd. And then a second later, it was very obvious that the guy wanted something that would make the girl turn around a little bit. And all of a sudden I see him go down on one knee to propose, and I'm 5 feet away. I'm a little buzzed at this time myself as well. And I don't have my phone, so I'm like, I have no distraction. And I see him go down his knee, and I just go, oh shit!
Spoiler alert!
Loudly, like oh shit! And then I stop myself, because I wanted to be like, it's going down, man. Oh, whoa, here we go.
Did he do it?
He did it, and she said yes.
Wow!
But it was just funny because to me, like, I was just like I said, I just saw him go back to back, and I saw her.
Your first thing was like, well, that's cheesy as shit.
Yeah, I was like, that's kind of weird. And
that's
not
a stupid pose.
No, for real, like for a guy, girl. And yeah, he was getting her so she would turn around so he could go on a knee. But I just thought it was kind of funny because I was just like, oh shit, like really loudly, like it's going down.
I tell you when I did that, I was at a restaurant with Beth. This is years ago.
Yeah.
And we were sitting at a table. It's like packed. So we're at a table and it's right by the kitchen where the servers are coming out and bringing food. And as a joke, I get up off the table and I start to go down on one knee.
Oh, boy.
And this lady's coming out and she fucking freaks out. I was like, I'm just kidding. Beth's just like, oh, you asshole. She knew I was fucking around.
Yeah.
And this lady was like, oh.
Go down, tie a shoe.
I had a heart attack. I was like, I'm just fucking with her. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I thought this was going to be the greatest night of my life. I'm like, that would have been the greatest night of your life. Okay. And then my mom and I were in Lake Tahoe. Okay. Mm-hmm. And so we went up to Lake Tahoe and stayed there for a few days. And we got on this boat that took you around Lake Tahoe. And there's this like cove in there. And you get back in there, there's this fucking mansion. This woman owned this whole piece of land. Wow. She ended up dying and giving it to them, but said you can't sell it. It's worth like $1 billion or something. This piece of property. But it's this really cool boat trip, and I'm sitting there, my mom's sitting there, and there's a guy sitting next to me and a chick, and we get into this fucking cove, and he gets down on one knee, and I'm like moving out of his fucking way. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
He's like, oh, the love of my life. All this shit. I'm just like, oh, Jesus, dude. The whole boat stops and turns, and I'm just like, oh, fuck, man.
Did she say yes? And
she did. She said yes.
I'll tell you this, by the way.
But it was I was talking to the guy for 10 minutes before this. It was like he was
slow playing it.
He was. We're talking to him and talking
really
to this
nervous,
guy.
Man.
Yeah.
I will say, too, and honestly, God, I'm really not kidding. I would not actually do this. But just being a smartass in that moment, I fully was aware that I could yell something out and really ruin this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They're filming it and they've got forever. Oh shit!
Right? Or say no. Say no. Or,
don't do it.
Don't do it. Or something. I don't know. And
big mistake.
Get up, bro. Get up.
Right. And it's like
52% fail rate. 52% fail rate. You're gonna lose all your shit, dude.
She's not that hot.
I would not argue with that comment.
Oh boy.
See?
Although I think she was good. They were not.
Hey, listen.
I think she was better
everybody's
looking
level.
for him.
Stay in your weight class.
I think he actually out-kicked. What is it? Out-punted or whatever.
Out-kicked the coverage?
A little bit. She was hotter than him. I think better looking than him.
Let's hear how that works.
I shouldn't say hot because I wouldn't call her hot, but she was better looking than him. I would say.
So what? On a
in my opinion,
1 to 10, what was he?
He very average dude, man. And nothing against, but whatever. Very average.
Like 5.
Kind of a.
Yeah.
I'll say a 6.
But see, you can't take the bank account or the dick into account for those situations.
Great point. If you had to estimate how big his dong was, what would you say?
how many levels did he go up on this transaction?
I think that he was. I'll say he was between a 5 and a 6, and she was 6 to 7. So it wasn't.
What was her fault?
It wasn't a big guy. No, but she was. When I say she was better than him, I think because she was petite, but to me, not a great ass. Didn't look like a lot going in the frontal region.
Yeah.
She was very bland,
very basic package.
very basic. I would say.
Yeah. But she's petite. But what's wrong with the ass? Do you want a big
flat?
Fat ass?
It was very flat, kind of like she was wearing sweatpants. And
you can be little with some curves.
She was wearing sweatpants for the proposal.
I don't know if they were, kind of, but she didn't know it was going to happen. And she, and she didn't know it was going to happen. Everybody else seemed to know in the end. She didn't know. Good for them. They seemed very happy and whatever. I know one other time Ty and I had a situation. We were up north where we could have ruined one before the proposal, even because we were going out to eat at this restaurant that was it was in Muskegon, right on the water, and we wanted to see what the wait line was. So we were there, and a guy came in and said, "Hey, we got 20." It was massive, 20 people. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, 20 people on a Friday. Blah, blah, blah. But while in line, we found out that he was proposing.
I gotcha.
And so then we walked out with this information.
Can you put this ring inside the lava cake?
Yeah, nobody else knew. And I wanted to walk out. He's about to propose to you, and just have it be like, what an asshole. But I could have.
I've never seen a proposal.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that. Have you ever seen a proposal?
Nope.
God, that made me think of something weird too. And you'll remember this area, T, when I was talking about my mom and I going to Tahoe.
Yeah.
We also went to 17 Mile Drive. Okay. So by Pebble Beach.
Yep,
and
down
Yeah. Off the one. And, me, you, and Tooch did that drive.
Yep. It's fabulous.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. But it's just winding through mountain and hills and all this. And there's just fucking unbelievable houses right on the.
Almost any. Isn't that like the movies? When you see movies or whatever, and they're driving down the.
Yeah.
That's probably what they're watching.
Yes, a lot of that. And I'm with my mom again. So I'm not with you and Tooch.
Yeah.
I'm with my mom. And we get up by this, taking this turn on this curve off the one and get up by this house. And there's 3 late teenage girls fucking shirts up, showing their tits, just screaming their heads off.
Free the nip.
My God. Fucking driving with my mom this is just plain
gas or brake, gas or brake.
Gas or brake. Because if it was me, you and Tooch, it would have been a fucking immediate U-turn, and we would have found out what the deal was going on at this fucking.
I can do the math in that situation.
What was was there a car parked and they were just flashing oncoming drivers?
Dude,
or?
We were just driving by. They were flashing whoever was there. They were standing in the driveway of their parents' fucking $8 million home.
Yeah.
Good for them.
All 3 young, fucking full titties out.
Damn, dude.
It's just like,
That's a
But imagine you're sitting there not with Ty, but with your mom.
right.
That's
It's
a
like,
gift.
it's
yeah.
a bummer,
That's a gift from God right there.
But see,
Yeah.
it's also like in his situation, like, oh my God, that's
But I couldn't act on it.
right.
You still got to see it.
I did.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
just for the record, you
Did your mom ever? Was it ever
You couldn't
referenced?
act on it anyway.
Why?
Well, how long ago was this?
A year?
Oh, okay.
2 years ago?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, shut up. Fuck you. My doctor's bad enough. I expect some bedside manner from you, asshole.
I would hope you're not going to swing back and try and scoop up the 19-year-old.
Yeah.
What's funny when you
They might have been even younger, dude, to be honest with you.
oh, sorry.
Well,
No.
let's hope for the sake of the story.
They were legal.
When we were
and I didn't do anything. I didn't pull my dick out first. I mean, it was
true.
just.
When we were talking last week, when I was here, and you were mentioning like age, remember, and it was like, oh, could you date an 18-year-old or this or that, right? That's same thing like when I'm camping, like I'm doing. It's like there's this line of like, in my perfect world, you're gonna somehow get some like 20-year-old chicks or something. They're there
right next door,
right next door, or an 18-year-old, but they're with their family, and maybe they see me drinking, and they're like, "Oh, after a night, I'll slip over. That guy's got beer or something."
Yeah, you've watched too many porn.
Indeed.
And so I did have, and I'm legit. I'm so shy. I'm so mad at myself that I didn't act upon this. I did end up with a borderline as good of a situation as I could have, and I didn't do anything about it. And the one place I was at 2 nights, right across from me, I see some girls going like, okay, some girls.
Yeah.
A little young, but okay, whatever.
Little
and
young,
then
like 8 or
no, like for sure high school / college.
Okay, I was going to say, did they drive there?
No.
That's okay.
But then mom gets out, no dad. Pretty decent looking too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right, this is looking up.
And I'm like, wow, this could be, this is the deal. Here we go, or whatever. And I'm just, I kept
at any point in your situation, did you actually think in your mind at any point that you were actually going to be able to get anything out of any of them?
in this situation, by the way, not wanting to deal with the age thing, the mom was more than good looking enough that I would have been like, oh, this is even better. I don't have to be the creep going after the daughters.
Yeah.
The mom's good looking.
Yeah, they're usually more fun anyway.
But like, my way of dealing with it was just sitting across, drinking beers, and
Just
kind of
staring at them with those beady eyes all
kind
night.
of hoping that maybe once her daughters went to bed, or she would kind of walk.
Definitely watched too many bad porns, dude.
Right?
This is right out of a bad porno script.
And then when I was down for the sunset, I walked down there, and she was down there at one point. No daughters.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fucking ball up and just walk over and be like, oh, hey, camping neighbor or some shit. I still just, I was going to say something if she walked by me. But she never walked right in front of me. I would have had to walk. And I know you guys can, but I can't do, it's just harder for me. I'm very insecure about it, about myself and my situation. But like, it was like, when I left the morning, I was like, you know what, dude? Other times I can justify it.
Yeah.
Dude, there was daughters. You don't know how old they were. There was whatever, right? This one, I was like, fuck, man. Why didn't you just walk over there and just say hi?
You probably closed that deal fucking later that night with a hand, though, didn't you?
I sure, I did.
That took a turn.
I did.
You wrecked that shit.
Right. And I would say this mom was legit. I would say she was good looking.
Yeah,
she had a pretty decent ass on her.
Okay.
And stuff.
Nice.
And I just couldn't fucking get.
But you jacked off to
But
it.
Of course.
But
yeah.
but I sat there listening to my music, hoping that me just looking chill and stuff.
Right? You look so irresistible right now.
Lend
Eve.
her to come
Isn't that kind of amazing how the mind can do that?
Yeah.
And let you play out a scenario in your head like, I'm just going to play this cool, walk by this
don't want to look too eager.
Yeah, right? Yeah, let her come to me.
It's just cool. I
mean, why
barely
wouldn't
noticed
she?
her. Yeah.
Well, I thought I don't know. My car looks kind of okay. I'm over here,
My car looks kind of okay.
Yeah, right? You know how when they
Ooh, his minivan's not half bad.
after the divorce, they go like
that almost
polar
looks
opposite?
like late 2015s.
This one I'm bummed at. I
Right?
should have fucking, especially when she was on the beach, I should have just walked over there and just been like, hey, yo, camping neighbor, what's going on?
I think she's sitting over there going, I wonder if it's got stow and go.
Which it does, by the way. Which it does.
Exactly.
Dude, that's funny. That I had a girl that I was looking at, and I was like, if anyone notices, this is like Creep City, and it was in San Diego actually. on the beach, and I've got like niece and nephew there. They're playing and making sandcastles and shit. And there's this chick sits down like sort of next to us, and she's got 2 young kids with her. So I don't know if she's the babysitter or mom of one of the kids and his friend. She's got like a surfboard with her, and just the whole package. And I'm just like, there's no guy around, you know. She's these kids, maybe they're hers, maybe not. And I'm just kind of throwing the football with G. Yeah. You know, throwing the football, kind of wing it over his head.
Right.
Little extra zip on this
trying to get it over there. Like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Right.
I was, you know, like it was like Baywatch, though.
Yeah. You can't like drop it and knock it over there because you got to make the catch.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Got to make the catch. Got to have the good looking arm.
Come on, G, lead me over that.
Which I can still do, but you know.
And you want to know something I did too in my mind? Like when you talk about how your mind, right? Like the one night, I also thought, I know she wasn't drinking, you know, which I don't know if it's because she was with her daughters. I kind of thought of in my mind, by the way, as a weird thing for single moms. If you ever know, like single, if they're single moms, it seems like they're either raging alcoholics still, or they fucking
nothing wrong with that.
Don't drink at all,
right?
And because it's like their baby daddy is a piece of shit, and they try to like. You know, or whatever they do. They don't seem
from the abusive alcoholic ex-husband.
It doesn't seem to be a middle line. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then part of me thought that maybe
I bet there is a middle line.
Well, of course there's, you know. Yeah. But I'm just saying what I've noticed. And so my thought was that then like, well, the first night she just saw me drinking for 5 hours. She might have thought, oh Jesus, last thing I need is like their baby daddy's an alcoholic. Last thing I need is a drunk. Yeah. So then
the next day I did push-ups all day.
No, but I did a bunch of stuff.
I did a bunch of banking.
Right? Can I make you a kale smoothie?
No, but I did a bunch of stuff that day. Like I went on a drive down the upper coast there a little bit. I did some, and her car was gone. Their car was gone. So I kept wanting to like do things and come back and be like with my hiking pack on or something to make it so like I didn't just sit in the fucking chair.
Yeah, he's more of a rugged outdoorsman who enjoys a beer from time to time.
Yeah. And so when I came back the one time, full on like camel pack, got my hiking boots on, and I'm like, and stuff like that, and they come back like 10 minutes later. I'm like, they didn't see me drive up. For all they know, I've just been sitting here. Yeah. And so my mind went to all these.
Did you consider reenacting it? Did you consider going out and putting the pack on? And
yes, I did.
I knew it.
I absolutely considered making an excuse to drive somewhere and then like do something else.
You know, God damn it, it is so amazing that your fucking brain can go through that much shit, but you can't muster up a fucking high.
I know.
Hi, how you doing?
I know, and I know
you were on the beach with the sunset, right?
Yes.
Isn't this beautiful? Is there any place you'd rather be?
I know. And I swear, I know.
By the way, my name's Eric. What's your name?
Yeah.
Whether you believe it or not, I saw her at the beach, like kind of sitting down. If she had walked in front of me, I was going to say something. But I couldn't. I was just like, it was just going to be
still
like,
the words had to come out of your mouth clearly.
No, it was going to be, I understand that, but I was going to make a reference to us being camping neighbors or something. But because she didn't walk over.
But that wouldn't have been the end of the world.
No, I've pulled Hey Neighbor.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
But like because she didn't walk over that way, I just am so in my own head about that stuff. So whatever. But it is funny because yes, I did 100% consider making a fake reason to
not do it.
Too much work.
I just thought
anxiety.
No, there was some reason.
Figured it wasn't going to work anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know what the reasoning was, but I definitely thought about it.
He's not a bad-looking guy.
No.
The ugliest guy.
I think the beard.
His hygiene's gotten much better.
Well, ironically, it doesn't seem that way though. Like this look.
You know what's weird is I actually. Yeah, we joke on the show. I don't wash my hair that often, but I take showers all the time. I have been washing the beard though because I'm aware that food is in here. My mouth hole is over here.
You gotta take care
and
of
there
it.
can be like the hair to me. I don't fucking do this and then eat I don't know, chicken, hot dog, whatever. Point is, I'm aware there's food, and your mouth is here, and that can get sick. So I literally will wash my beard, but not my hair, top of my head.
There's girls that are way into beards.
Yeah, I know.
It's a very in look right now.
Yeah, but that's generally that beard usually either goes with like a man bun or like a real clean cut look up top.
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously,
that craft beer look,
Yeah,
for sure.
So you're in this homeless territory right now.
I'm still just laughing at the fact that you're like, did you consider driving and making a trip?
What was the decision to not do it?
I literally don't remember. I think it was just at that point whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I thought about it.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Should we talk about some stuff in the news?
Sure.
We just did an hour of nonsense.
Have to.
Yeah.
Hey, well, this part of the show is brought to you by Janet Davis Cleaners on Woodward and Berkeley. It's family owned since 1938, and they offer free pickup and delivery. They use only the best environmentally friendly cleaning methods, meaning it's guaranteed odor free. This is a full service dry cleaners, casual clothes, work clothes, wedding gowns, and more. Visit janetdaviscleaners.com or call them at 248-543-0340. Mention TDC and get $20 off your first home pickup for new customers only.
Might have to let her outside. She's a whining.
Okay.
I'll just crack that door open, T.
Well, I'm not your fucking dog, bitch.
Yeah, you are. Come on, I'm about to
Jesus,
read a
let her
story.
out.
I was going to say I could go.
It's okay. 2 seconds. If she wants to go out, I think she was whining. That's all. Jim Harbaugh, he is doubling down on his pro-life stance.
Wow.
He's
That's not
super
the kind of thing
Catholic.
you're flippy-floppy on.
Well,
No, I know, but you know,
Especially if you make public statements about it, you generally can't
Yeah.
walk those.
But I
back
could have
too
seen
much.
him making that statement, and then just when it's brought up again, be like, "Well, I already talked about it." You know, that's
Right.
in a proper setting.
Yeah, but
I was at a pro-life rally. What'd you expect me to say?
Right.
You know.
But as a Catholic, isn't there some like responsibility to anytime something like that is brought up that you inform people and try to
Not
convert
Catholic.
people?
Not sure how the rules
Yeah,
work
I
on
thought
that.
I thought there was something
Probably.
about that.
I think that's just a rule with religion at all. If it
Yeah.
ever comes up, you have to shove yours down somebody else's throat.
Right.
I think that's how that works.
Right. See, if I was even going to be in religion at all, I would be one that doesn't go to church and does not shove it on anybody.
Oh yeah. Well,
what I mean? But I don't think that's
that's
good.
even a religion. I don't think that's an option.
But what if I just believe?
Maybe like
you know,
Buddhism.
yeah, maybe.
I've never seen a Buddhist.
I don't
church.
want to be like Prince and have to go door to door and like fucking talk.
Well, Buddhists have temples, don't they?
You know, it's not
Yeah,
true.
I don't think I'd be a good Buddhist.
No.
I got the belly, but that's
gonna
about
say.
it. Shut up, T.
Do you know that's not even real? Buddha didn't like look like that. They just made it like that so people, I think,
Made them all cuddly.
feel
and
better
looking-
about them. No,
Like
like
a little cuddly bear.
yeah, like it wasn't. I think that's like fake. That's not what Buddha looked like, or they think that Buddha looked like.
But Coach Harbaugh has taken it up a step.
Okay.
He is not backing down from the pro-life stance, saying over the weekend that he and his wife Sarah would help raise a child if anyone in his personal circle, including his players, were thinking about abortion.
And-
Any of them, all those players,
Yeah.
a lot of people.
And by helping him, I assume
He just means getting money.
Cut
right?
him a
It's not
check.
well, that's
Here's $10,000. I'm helping the kid.
No, help raise it.
Well, that's helping. I mean,
Yeah, but I think he means like take the kid in.
or more than maybe just a check. Because if you say help raising it, it could be at least like offering, hey, I'll pay for services. Like,
well, it's not like you're paying off the loan on the baby. What do you think the money's going for? It's to help raise the kid.
I've told them the same thing I tell my kids, boys, the girls, same thing I tell our players, our staff members. I encourage them if they have a pregnancy that wasn't planned to go through with it. Go through with it. Let that unborn child be born. And if at that time you don't feel like you can care for it, you don't have the means or the wherewithal, then Sarah and I will take that baby.
Okay.
That doesn't seem, that's not
Can you
like,
imagine like
cut you a
10,
check.
10 years from now, Harbaugh's got like 14
Right, yeah.
legitimate kids.
right? I mean, doesn't that open
Yeah.
that takes all the pressure
Man,
off
if
the
I was
guys
a-
on the team.
I was
Right.
a player, just start crushing shit without a
Yeah,
condom.
just start
and be like,
smashing.
Jimmy's got
Be
this.
like, whatever. I don't need a Jimmy.
Yeah.
Coach has got my back here.
Uncle Jim will handle this from taking from here.
He'll
Is he
take it. Doesn't mean he's not going to drop it off at a fire station, but
No,
I'll
he
take
says
it.
him and Sarah are going to raise that baby.
We'll see.
Yeah. I wonder how many, like 4 guys on his squad getting knock up girls this year.
They're already knocked up. Good news, babe.
In God's plan, each unborn human truly has a future filled with potential, talent, dreams, and love. Yeah, that's overstated.
Well,
a bit.
then what happened to all the shitbags in society, God?
Yeah, but those are the only ones we see in society. All
Yeah.
these dream-filled fuckers.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. I don't meet them.
I wonder where the...
I have living proof in my family, my children, and the many thousands that I've coached that the unborn are amazing gifts from God to make this world a better place. I love life. I believe in having a loving care and respect for life and death. My faith and my science are what drives these beliefs in me. I'm not worried about being canceled. We watched that video yesterday, T, of the white coat ceremony at U of M.
Yeah, when walked out.
And it wasn't even a woman speaking about pro-life. No. She just was pro-life, and they knew this.
Yes.
And like 50 of them stood up and stormed out of the fucking building.
Right.
I think Harbaugh might be reading this wrong. Like, can you imagine when
Thinking
they
that
introduced the team?
Well, if he really believes it, though, and that is his belief.
but dude, you can't even have that argument in public right now without being shouted down and shamed. You're talking about Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's under contract. They can't fire him for a belief. I don't, as far as I know.
No, I know, but if he gets booed in his own stadium,
so I don't.
You could see those fans booing him, right?
For that, no. On campus, yes. In the stands, no. I don't think so.
Yeah, you think
those
football
trumps all.
I think to women, football does not trump that.
Well, yeah, exactly. But the ones that are in the big house at the game,
they're there to see go blue.
Go blue.
Yeah.
Like I said, walking through the quad,
Yeah.
you might get
walking through the
tampon
diag.
throw at him or whatever. But
Yeah.
I don't think that. Yeah, I think he's almost untouchable at this point, as far as he's right on that edge of he's either gonna do it.
I don't know about that with the recruiting class he had this year. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's either going to like, if he takes a step back this year, he might just be gone.
which is fine with me. Even that last year still doesn't do that much for me in a lot of ways. I know he beat Ohio State. I know it was a playoff game, but it's been a lot of years and a lot of.
I understand that.
I need more than one.
Exactly
year.
right. That's what I say. If he takes a step back, he might be gone anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, would you have that opinion that he's kind of untouchable a year ago? Not like this year.
No, I don't mean untouchable like
into the
unfireable,
playoffs.
because he's absolutely fireable. I just
No,
mean
I mean
that
by the community, the U of M fans and whatnot.
Oh.
When he was that lockdown year, I mean, he didn't even play Ohio State that year.
Right.
I think they went 3-6 or something.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell it was, I don't remember. But it was awful. Worst Michigan football team I've ever seen. If he had those comments after that season.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, he's got one foot out the door already. Is sort of my point. Is that it's not going to? It's something like this that puts him over the edge.
Yeah,
it's going to be on the field. I'm a huge. I'm disappointed in myself. Last year, I'm not going to not give that any credit because you have to in a way.
What?
Give credit to the year he had last year.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about last year? Really, he had 2 good games, maybe 3. There was the one I forgot 3.
Did they beat Notre Dame early?
Yeah. Notre Dame wasn't
really
really that good later, I don't think, right? Whatever.
They were on the outside looking in for the Final Four, weren't they?
Yeah, Notre Dame was.
Well, they
was
lost
good.
to Cincinnati, beat them early.
Yeah,
that's
why. Yeah, that was a big deal.
But they were like in that 5-6.
There's no way Michigan
spot.
beat them because they wouldn't be a 2-loss team looking to get in there at 5 or 6.
I think Michigan had that. They had the one kind of okay win on the road. Obviously, Ohio State was amazing. They made won the Big Ten. Fine.
Yeah.
But it still wasn't.
Wisconsin, Penn State, Michigan State. Didn't they win all those games?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Yeah, but I don't know. To me, if you look back on it, and really, if they had not beaten Ohio State, that'd have been 2 losses for one, and 2, it would not have looked like that great of a season, really. You know what I mean? If they didn't beat Ohio State, didn't go to the Big Ten championship,
But they
game,
beat Ohio State convincingly.
Yeah, okay. So he has a few games in 7 years to me. So I'm just saying, I think he needs more than just last year.
Yeah.
And what was too bad about it was I was so cynical all last year that I didn't even enjoy it really that much.
Well, that's too
Because
bad.
by the time we got to Ohio State, I remember that morning, I was driving up from Grand Rapids. I only watched the second half of the game, and that game I was like, was fun finally.
Yeah.
But I didn't I wasn't excited that morning. I wasn't thinking, hey, if they beat this, they're going to the Big Ten, because I didn't think they were gonna. I thought they were gonna get smashed.
Yep.
Don't
Don't make that mistake with the Lions this year.
Okay.
Don't be too cynical that you don't enjoy this run.
Okay.
It's coming.
I'll see.
I'm excited. Are you excited? Are you going to watch Hard Knocks?
I am, because I want to see. I want to see this organization really what's going down on a day-to-day. I want to see if Martha...
I'm excited, man. I was wrong. I feel like I was wrong because I was like, fuck this organization. Last year, I was done with the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
I was so down on them. And then letting Stafford go, it was just like, he was the only thing worth watching on this squad.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, and it was like, and then they started out 0-12 or whatever the hell it was. It was like, this is they're going to go 0-16 again.
But even in almost every one of those games, they were 3-4 point losses.
I know
they were
know.
competing,
against good squads too.
Yeah.
I mean, Baltimore had to hit
Yep.
that 64-yard field goal to beat them.
Right.
That's the Lions my entire life.
No, I
They've always
understand
been...
that.
Something feels different about it though.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I've been the more you see
Okay.
the attitude around there, I'm telling you, I was done. I was where you and Jay were.
Yeah.
Done with this franchise.
I hope so.
And I'm telling you,
I heard they lobbied for Hard Knocks. That they requested.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Really?
most of these teams do not want it.
They
right,
fought
at
it
any level
for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, because
They have
it was
tried to say no because you can say no like
so many
twice
times
or some
whatever.
weird
Yeah,
thing.
and
No,
they
they're-
have because it's been a shit show. But this
no, the
year,
formula is you can't have been on the show in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
You can't have been
Made
in the
the playoffs.
right? But you can say no.
No, you have a certain amount of
Right.
times that you can.
They can't like
opt
mandate
out.
it, but up until a certain point, like
Yeah.
you can
Yeah,
opt out of
I-
it or whoever. I mean,
And they
eventually
tried.
somebody has to, like,
Right.
because they have to have a show. But
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why you get a certain amount of times or
yeah,
whatever.
something like that. But yeah, that's what I heard. I heard that they actually lobbied for it because they
wanna
want to
show
open
us
those
that-
doors. Exactly. They want to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's only like a week or two away.
I contemplate. I will not
in
buy
camp
another
right now?
Lions ticket until they give me a reason. I will say that. I will
Oh,
not,
I don't care if I ever go to a Lions game.
Yeah, I
man.
don't
No,
know
I
if
want
should
to,
be
but
there.
I do.
Yeah.
I want to go. But
I want
will
the
not-
announcers. I do not want the crowd.
No,
I
yeah.
want to pause it when I want to whiz. I want to fast forward through commercials.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I will never step foot in a stadium. I don't care if it's for a playoff game.
Oh, I will. I'll definitely go to a game, but it's
Nah.
not like something I'm dying to do.
No,
when the
funny thing is,
opportunity
I want
arises,
to.
I'll go.
I wish I want to. How about that?
Yeah.
What about the Niners come to town?
I used to go to all those games. I just enjoy it on TV more.
Yeah, right.
I do. You know, it's
Well, and, dude,
simple as
75-inch TV helps.
Troy mentioned
Yeah.
it the other day. I don't care about the. I'm a sports fan who likes the emotion. I'm more just I like the
You
crowd.
can't get
I
the emotion from watching on
Not
TV.
dude. I like the crowd. I
The
like the
energy.
cheer. I
The
like
energy
the energy
is a different thing. It
but
really
the
is.
sports these days, like when you mentioned the other day about the ticket prices and stuff like that, dude.
Yeah.
Things are just fucking getting crazy, dude.
Yep.
I mean, there are $14 beers at these places and
They're
shit
not
like
coming
that.
back, yeah.
And it's like,
Oh, wait till you hear
I
it.
will say I can not go unless it is. I am not going to go to a Lions game just to like go. I've been to enough. I used to have season tickets. I'm not going to go. It better be fucking like I'm going to get that. I need to get the exchange, and the exchange is the emotional feeling
Yeah.
and the energy.
Yeah, they got to get the city back. Although the Lions,
They will. This
One
city's
pride,
dying
they
they've
to
never
support them.
lost it.
No.
Football's-
haven't.
Football's different than any other thing because you only get 8 home games.
Exactly.
Right, or whatever.
10
it
if
is
you're a
now.
season ticket holder.
Yeah. So that makes every game special, in a way, because it's very limited opportunity to go see these things.
Right.
Unlike baseball or
Right.
100, you get 181 games.
Yeah.
So that makes it, and then people are just diehard about it. Just diehard about it.
Yeah.
Even with a bad product.
Right.
In that stadium, it's still full and the energy's still there,
Yeah.
even when they're a shit team, you know.
Yeah,
And if
mostly
you've got
it
a good
is.
tailgate to go to,
Yeah.
you know, if you've got a proper,
Yeah.
like NFL stadium tailgate,
Yeah.
like the Hangmen used to do and probably still do. I mean,
Yeah, but now you can't. They got to go to like Eastern Market to do that stuff. And shit, no, it's,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not the same. It's
Yeah.
not the same.
Speaking of expensive tickets,
Are you back to the Bruce or something else?
well, Bruce was $4,000 to $5,000 a ticket.
I want to know how that really goes. For real.
Yeah.
I want
I
to know
know.
how that goes down in the end.
Well, Adele is redoing her residency in Vegas.
Okay.
So that got canceled during COVID. Like her team was down, and she had to apologize. You got to remember, people that had bought tickets for that residency bought flights from all over the world.
yeah.
Were staying in the hotel, and they just got fucked out of all that.
Right.
And so for her to cancel, it's a big deal. So, anyways, she's launching this residency again. It runs November 18th of this year until March 25th, 23. Fans are surprised to learn that some of those tickets cost more than $40,000 a piece.
What?
Oh my god.
The news comes just days after Springsteen made headlines for pricey tickets. Those were due to dynamic ticket pricing.
guess I'm done.
Implemented by Ticketmaster, but for Adele, it appears the exorbitant prices come from the reseller platform StubHub. Bloomberg reported 2 concert tickets cost $41,280 each.
Oh my
Oh
God.
my god.
Someone's paying $82,000 to go see Adele in Vegas. It's a residency. Doesn't she play there every weekend?
And plus,
Yeah.
by the way, I
Like
look,
every
I know-
basically every day. I mean,
Yeah.
essentially, right?
Yeah, but it says the weekends with Adele tour, so I'm assuming she's
Oh,
only
just
playing
doing
weekends.
weekends,
That's
yeah.
her
Yeah, yeah.
deal. Other ticket tiers were available for $20,000 each or more.
Oh my God.
Wow.
What are we doing here? Is it just so that like the only people that can go to your concert is literally Bruce Springsteen?
Basically, yeah. That's
Like
what-
who's gonna? That's a car.
I'm so glad you guys have seen as much as I have too. Like I'm seeing basically everyone I've wanted to see. There are people I would re-see if I could.
I would see Adele. I think Adele's amazing.
I don't really
I'd
know
see Adele.
much of her stuff. I'm sure I'd probably do if
Rolling in the Deep and
Okay, yeah. But that much money?
Yeah.
That much money?
No, for one thing,
I'm done. I guess I'm done then.
Do you have any idea how much money you have to have
Do the average
in order
American
to justify $40,000 a ticket?
the average income in this country is like $30,000, $35,000. That's you're talking not even the average. If the average income person could not even buy one ticket without taxes or anything else in his life.
I remember
that's fucking crazy, man.
15 years ago, 20 years ago, when we, Drew would get us tickets to McCartney. And it was like, everyone should see McCartney. And we went, 5 times to see him.
Right.
And those tickets were, I don't care where you were, they were $250 each.
Yeah,
and it was expensive. It was like, holy shit, you could still go see your favorite band for $50.
Yeah.
And it was like McCartney's coming through, a living Beatle.
Right.
And it's $250 to sit in the last row of the stadium. And
Yeah.
it's like, it's McCartney, I guess, if you got to break the bank for a concert.
Yeah.
But seeing this, if the biggest bands in the world are able to justify these prices and nobody says anything about it, like it's just going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse.
It's only going to get worse. It's not like, wow, Elton John's not going to follow suit, and everybody else that's a top headlining act isn't going to follow suit.
Wait, I can make how much?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Like the
It's
Live
just
Tour. Like,
crazy.
these guys all jumped over there, and there's so many guys like going, let me see how bad this. Oh, wait. Oh, it didn't blow up? It's
Yeah.
okay? That money's
Dude,
real? That check cash?
I was talking to G about G and I were talking for like 2 hours last night, all about the Live Tour, and he's just furious,
Yeah.
Like,
I literally know nothing about it. Honestly,
well, the Saudis just have an amateur league, and they're trillionaires.
Okay.
You don't even know how much money they have. It's not documented.
Right, of course.
But to say
Cheapest ticket for Springsteen right now is $193, by the way.
Okay.
So, just for the record.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting to look up. And actually, I didn't.
They're actually on sale right now. I just got in the queue on my Ticketmaster.
Where-
This is a little.
Oh,
you
just
gonna
regular
buy 'em?
Ticketmaster.
Fuck no.
Okay.
Could give a shit. I just happened to go on just to look at it to see.
Yeah.
But it looks like
And where is that for? Does it say?
this.
I mean,
I
obviously-
mean, the most expensive on here is 2,000. It's a verified resale. It's floor row 1, not front, but like second thing,
Yeah.
row 1, and it's $2,500.
So it means that probably means they weren't getting
Yeah.
what they thought they were going to get.
Yeah. Well, the
They-
dynamic
people weren't
pricing, I
buying.
think,
What-
can go up or down.
Yeah, dynamic pricing. It,
So
can,
what-
it can
right.
change.
That means
But-
that people weren't buying those tickets probably at $4,000, right? Wouldn't you say that?
Some people would.
No, but I'm saying, but if it's down to the point where there are, because 190, I know it's whatever, but
that's literally the cheapest seat, though.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the back row of the balcony,
yeah,
basically.
No, I get it, but
And for an average couple, spending $400 on concert tickets
Yeah.
is not doable.
right,
I mean,
I
you're a
get
huge Springsteen fan.
Yeah.
I was amazed how packed Chicago was last night.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
They were fantastic. It was
Yeah.
a great show.
Where was
The
it
horn
at?
section,
LCA?
right?
Pine Knob.
Pine Knob? Okay.
Yeah. But lawn was filled.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just was
Chicago's
like,
a
I was
classic.
like, they should have made a rule, like, because we were the youngest people there. I mean, except people
Really?
like brought their kids. Like,
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
the youngest people there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like, okay, if you're, you can't have a pavilion seat if you're under 50. Like you have to sit on the lawn. You people have to go on the lawn, so all these 70-year-olds can have a
Yeah.
seat with a back.
Right.
Going back to the Live Tour, though, G and I were talking about it because he's mega golf fan, always has been, and he's really concerned. Like this league just popped up out of nowhere, and there's nothing to say that if you have unlimited wealth, and you're talking about trillions of dollars, so making a purse that's $25 million and there are no cuts takes all the pressure off the players, and they just cash a fat check. So a guy that would miss the cut and get dick, or make $100,000 or 50 grand in a purse for being down at the bottom, that guy's making $1 million.
Yeah.
So these guys can just prop up a league out of nowhere.
Well, but
they don't give a shit about profits at all because they don't have a TV deal. They haven't even tried to get a TV deal.
Right.
And these are amateur events, but you're taking the top talent from the PGA, which has a 150 plus year history, and so much pride and so many historical moments. And these guys in a 6-month period have come in and dropped $1 billion a year on something and just like steal it over here. And, you know, once again, it's like no pride in country, no pride in sport, the history. And it's like, you know, for all the wokeness we see in the world where people can't wait to judge you for going, he said fag when he was 13 years old, fucking ruin him for life. Yeah. Like the atrocities of the Middle East on the LGBTQ community is so well documented. It's like, oh, all of a sudden we can just jump over there and take this fucking blood money from these people, destroy golf. Who's to say that next year they don't go, NFL, we'll give, name Matt Stafford will give you $250 million to quarterback this team over here. We're going to have a 4-team league, and we're going to pay the 20 best players in the NFL $250 million each to come over here for 3 years and play. Yeah. You've ruined the NFL at that point.
Okay. Also, you know what's funny?
So they've done it with golf. Yeah. And it's just a money grab. Plus, there's no incentive to win.
I don't think there's
because the biggest loser makes a shit ton of money in that live league.
but the winner makes a shit ton more.
Right.
It's a big difference.
So if the worst you can do is make $300,000 coming in dead last with no cuts, where's the pressure?
Pride.
Yeah, people have pride. They still have pride when it comes to wanting to win, I would say.
Well, yeah, but there are certain guys that are never going to win. True. But it's like, you know, you look at Sam.
But see, those people, why wouldn't you do it then?
Look at Cam Smith, right? Yeah. He won what was the big tournament last week?
He just won the British.
He won the British, right? Huge. First major. He won the British without Brooks Koepka, without Bryson DeChambeau, without, Phil Mickelson.
No.
But he won without a lot of those guys in there.
They can all play in the majors still.
But they didn't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's like, yeah, you won it, but did you really play the best competition in the world?
Well, I mean, if these guys were, even like Dustin Johnson, we'll say, it's probably the biggest name. Well, not necessarily name, but
probably
he's been the best player that they have right now. He was number one up until this year. He's been the number one player in the world. But to be the number one player in the world, you can win 2 tournaments a year and have a bunch of top tens and some runner-ups, and you become, because it's just how much money you make is basically what it comes down to. How high you rank in each tournament and how much you gross. So, just because Dustin Johnson's not there doesn't mean Dustin Johnson was going to win that tournament. Just because Phil Mickelson's not there doesn't mean Phil Mickelson was going to win that tournament. These guys, there's a changing of the guard. You're seeing the Scotty Schefflers, the Cam Smiths, these guys that are coming out, and that is the evolution of it.
But Cam Smith's going to jump.
I think it's going to get to the point where, like right now, the PGA is like the jilted ex-girlfriend. They're just like a woman scorned. They're mad. You can't come back. You leave. You're never coming back here.
Right,
you're never going to get this pussy again, right? But they're going to make it to the point where they're going to end up begging these guys to come back at some point. Now, they can't do it financially, but they're going to have to leave the door open, because if somebody wants to come back, they're going to need them back.
Yeah.
So,
well, I guess the PGA is pushing really hard, because this year these guys can play in the majors. Mm-hmm. They're going to push really hard against these majors with their deals to say, these guys, if they fuck us and go over to the Saudi league, they cannot play in the majors. And they're going to use every bit of pressure and leverage they have.
Let me ask you this. If you could play golf, like I said, we'll use Phil as the example. Phil has had one of the most prolific PGA careers in history. Has been one of the greatest golfers for the longest time in history. Right? Top 10, if not top 5, right? For longevity of career and earnings, all that. He made more than double his career earnings on a signing bonus to go over there, right? Now, none of his things, all of his accolades to this point still count, right? All the majors he's won, all the tournaments he's won, and whatever he wins on the Live Tour doesn't really mean shit. But well, hold on. Let me finish, though. Just because, so now, when it's all said and done, right? Phil's a different story. Phil has this whole lineage of this history of what it is.
Right.
Cam Smith, let's just say, somebody starting out. Now, there's been a million Cam Smiths that have come up and gone away.
Right.
Guys that catch lightning in a bottle, win a major, win some tournaments.
Which is why Tiger's career is so incredible.
Exactly. There's flashes in the pan that come up, do it, and lose it, and there's guys that can do it for an entire career. But when it's all said and done, the only thing that really matters is your bank account. I mean, as long as you're not doing anything wrong, because when Cam Smith, I mean, okay, so you can say, great, he won the British Open in 2022.
Right.
And maybe did anything. Can you name, I mean, there's a million guys that you don't even know their name that won a major somewhere along the line that never became anything.
Don't you take more pride, though, as a fan of golf like you are and of this country, and I understand there's lots of European and Canadian stuff like that, but you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
When they offered Tiger Woods $1 billion, and he said no to $1 billion. Now, he's probably worth $1 billion already.
Yeah, right.
But still, walking away from $1 billion because of the pride he has in the PGA and not just wanting to take that blood money, because they're not just going to. And Phil Mickelson's interesting because Phil Mickelson's on the other side of a career,
on the tail end. Exactly.
He's in his 40s. He can go over there, make a couple $100 million. Who cares? It's a big get and a big name for that tournament. They're going after Charles Barkley. They want Charles Barkley, and Barkley's weighing that option. He's kind of dipping his toe. Do I want this
to actually play?
No. To comment, like he's just
an announcer.
He's a fun TV personality.
Well, they just got Faraday.
So they want him. They got Faraday. So when these dominoes keep falling, how long before they get Jim Nantz?
Exactly. Well, right. I mean,
you know what I mean? And then at what point? Then once those dominoes start falling, it all goes. Well, the whole thing goes.
To that point is so. At what point do they get credibility? I didn't say to your point. I said to that point.
Yeah, close.
Unbell that bell.
I didn't want to.
You dinked your own bell there too much. I didn't say to your point.
Not.
I said to that point is
to any point's going to get a ding of the bell.
Then when does Liv get any credibility? If they can take all these top tier legitimate things and put this thing together, you know, right now it's this totally bullshit thing that's just stealing from a real product. Well, what
so
point
would you be
does
comfortable with China coming in and
I'm
stealing
not saying I'm
the
comfortable
NBA?
with anything.
Because I told you that's going to happen.
Of course. Well,
do you think
Saudi
Saudi Arabia could literally come into the scenario I just said about NFL football players and offer them each $250 million and then destroy? And if you think about it on a level like, there's so much unrest in this country right now that these other powerful nations they fucking hate America. Mm-hmm. And if you could start destroying the fabric of what we are as a nation, what's been built over a couple hundred years in this experiment country, you know, if you can just throw down billions of dollars with no interest in making it back, you don't even give a shit. You wipe your ass with $1 billion a day and could just steal something like that. And the players are like, fuck it, why not? I'll take the winning lotto ticket. Mm-hmm. You can't blame them, but at some point it's like, okay, where does that stop?
Why?
If you can have foreign interests come in who don't align with your beliefs and customs in the least, let's be honest.
Right. I mean, let's also it's Saudi backed. You know, I'm not making, but they act like this, like everybody's running around in like man jammies and fucking head robes and shit. You know,
no, I know.
It's not what's like. I mean, and it's not like it's in Saudi Arabia.
No,
there's not even a tournament in the Middle East. It's all in Europe and here. Not yet, okay, but there's PGA tournaments like sponsored that are in Abu Dhabi and things like that. Yeah. So it's not. When these guys went pro, it wasn't for pride; it's for money.
No, it's for competition and be the best. And if you take, but what's your incentive then? If everybody gets paid, and you don't. It's like if you took NFL teams and you said, okay, here's the deal. Every one of you makes the playoffs and every one of you wins a championship at the end of the year.
Yeah.
Like, what's your incentive to work your ass off if you're all fucking winning?
Well, then that would sort itself out, though. And then the competition would be terrible. And
I see it as a different thing. I see it as a different thing. I see this as like an exhibition setup. That's what I see the Live Tour as. I don't see it as serious competition.
Yeah.
I don't see it as a tournament style. That's why there's no cuts. That's why they're putting like an all-star traveling circus together.
Yeah, that can't play in the PGA then. You know what I mean? Like, Phil Mickelson went to ASU. He's a hero in Arizona.
Yeah.
They fucking hate him right now. Hate him.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, these are heroes to these people. They feel like they've been totally let down by their hometown hero.
But why? Why?
Because
why?
It was a big deal for the Phoenix Open. Every year he would come and they would follow him the whole course for 4 days, whatever. Like, now he's not playing in it.
Okay, because he.
So,
all right. I mean, I think people need to understand. That's
I
a real question.
understand the money take.
That's a real question. Is why do you hate Phil for this? But the overall, why do you hate someone for what they did?
I would imagine you feel like you've been abandoned by someone you supported for their entire career. And then they're just like, nah, I'm just going to take the cash grab. Now, Phil's interesting because he's blown $200 million.
But he's still playing tournaments in the United States. You can still go watch him. You can still support him. Because he doesn't have a PGA tag on his a lapel that you can't support him anymore?
I don't know.
So are you supporting Phil or are you supporting the PGA?
Phil in the PGA. I don't think he's allowed at those events going forward.
No, not as of now, as far as I know. But
yeah.
Okay, but that's, again, so
the question is loyalty or payday, and you know
what's the loyalty? What is his loyalty?
Because you've got history over 150 years that's been built. But the PGA has been the only option that he's had. Right.
The only opportunity to use his craft has been the PGA. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he chose the PGA. It's not like he even really has any loyalties necessarily to PGA. That was the only.
So is that different than the NFL?
Had.
So if the Saudi football league started and they cherry picked all your best players by just throwing unlimited funds at it,
maybe.
I mean, you'd be cool with that because I wouldn't.
No, I mean,
that would fucking suck, dude. If you've got Blau as your starting quarterback because they've taken all your top talent quarterbacks and just thrown piles of money at them.
Okay, well then would you watch that because it's a better product?
It's not even on TV right now.
Okay, well, now.
I'm sure they'll get a TV deal at some point.
I think I'm not really positive.
There's some institutions in this country I'm proud of that I feel like has been built in this country and you know, whether it's baseball, basketball, football, hockey. Well, hockey, no, but you know,
they're essentially monopolies.
Yeah.
So
for the elite of the elite.
Okay, but that's essentially a monopoly. Like I said, that's the only option they've ever had. That's the only opportunity they've ever had to do what they're going to do. So you associate Phil Mickelson with the PGA because that's what he's done.
Yeah,
but
he's never Matt Stafford with the NFL.
But there's never been.
So you'd be cool with a Saudi football league, the SFL,
Again, I need to act like I'm cool. I'm saying that I don't have any issue with these people doing what they're doing. And I don't have any resentment towards them for it. That's what I think the real question is why do people have this resentment for these people? What is this loyalty that they think they feel?
Because I think it's a
if you support Phil Mickelson, you should support Phil Mickelson no matter what he does.
Phil Mickelson. I don't give a shit. But
then it shouldn't matter if he's the PGA or if he's somewhere else.
I'm telling you what the attitude in Phoenix is. People that have supported him for 40 years.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying. I'm not talking about me personally.
Well, then why?
But I'm saying when you've got establishments, institutions in this country that have been here and they are what they are, I'm not cool with someone just coming in and buying that. I don't want China to just buy the NBA, treat these people like kings, overpay them. I don't want Saudis to come in and just buy the best players of the PGA, take them out of here, and now we get some whack fucking league where competition isn't the driving force anymore. Okay. That's my opinion.
Okay.
And I worry that
it's done to it.
It's done for nefarious reasons. Like, fuck this country. We can take what they have the most pride in and destroy it by just throwing gobs of cash at it.
I think that might be a bit of a stretch, but okay.
Well, that's my feeling.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm often wrong.
That's fair.
I'll probably be dead before they actually make money on the Saudi tour.
Oh, they will never make money on the Saudi tour. I'm fully aware with that.
Yeah.
But
they could if they cherry picked everybody and got a TV deal.
But here's the thing: if they wanted to do this, let's just back it up a second. Let's even just take the Saudi thing out of it. Okay, the money came from somewhere, right? Let's just take the fact that it's Saudi money. It's because they've got fuck you money, right?
Yeah.
But somehow they got investors. Whatever they did, they put this thing together. Mm-hmm. Is there any possible way right now you could do any kind of a startup league? We use golf as an example. Okay, let's just say this was the Irish Golf League, whatever.
Yeah.
They wanted to do it, right? But it was only going to be comparable money, Probably less because they don't have the sponsors. There's no real allure to get anybody to come over there and sign. How would you ever get anybody to come, and how would you ever build any momentum to try and jumpstart that league, that system? But you couldn't.
But it's already there. The league is already there for guys to get into, and it's like we all know the path through high school, college to make it to the
PGA.
NFL.
Well, that would be to me like.
But that's what I'm saying. The PGA is a monopoly right now. That's what I'm saying.
So is the NFL. So is MLB.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
What do you want? 10 leagues around the world? I mean, those don't generate money because they don't have the good enough players. So you could have some Saudi-backed government organization come in and just buy your fucking league. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. I think it's a problem. And these guys are obviously taking the money and running. Where does it end? The dominoes are falling. That's
you're just saying that that's the way it is because that's the way it's always been, and you're acting like that's
called history. Right. That's called your
that's.
Well, that's like when I'm watching wrestling right now. There's WWE, which has been the fucking shit.
We're talking about real sports, Eric. Shut up.
But I think it's comparable. But it has massive history. Been here for a long time. Yada yada. Now there's AEW comes into play. A lot of people haven't liked the WWE product for a long time, so they wanted to start a new.
But they've done that a lot, right? Haven't there been a lot of leagues
but not a lot really make it to the point where it becomes competition for WWE.
What was the dark one?
WCW.
WCW.
And that did it. That pushed WWE in the 90s a little bit. But then when that went away, again, things start to go down this path. WWE's been kind of, some people argue it's been really bad for a period of time.
Yeah.
This AEW comes in. They do things a little differently. They don't have the history. They don't have the shit. But they start signing some people. They start putting the product better. Most people don't like the WWE product or haven't for a while. Yeah. So sometimes it just is what it is. Like
WWE still
a good thing overall and historically.
That's kind of my point for the most part. History. I appreciate.
That's more like what do they call it? Sports entertainment.
Yeah.
Because that's storylines. So you can have writers that can affect.
I get it, but I'm kind of just
there's plenty of male and female athletes that can do the acrobatics of wrestling, and with a good storyline,
it's not an Apple.
They can make that. When you're talking about like the NFL, I keep going back to, like that's the elite. There's no kid in fucking Europe who's a better quarterback than any one of the 32 teams in the NFL's quarterback. So you need to go get him.
It's not an apples to apple comparison.
Exist. There's not 62 quarterbacks in the NFL that are worthy of a QB1 spot.
Right.
There's not 62 people on planet Earth worthy of a QB1 spot.
And maybe it doesn't work in the NFL. Maybe they don't even try it. But the golf is saturated.
Golf
like
is different. I know, and I wish I knew more about the.
Well, that's why I even went back to like the Dustin Johnson analogy. Is that number one player in the world where you only win 2 tournaments a year, give or take. I mean, you compete.
But he's got
you do
plenty of top fives and
top 5s, top 10s, right? But there's a lot of guys. I mean, that when you look at throughout the course of a year. How these guys play and how they finish consistently. And, so much of that has to do with sponsors on how many tournaments you can play in, how many exemptions you have to get into things. There's a lot of other factors than just how well you golf in it.
And by the way, I'm aware that mine was not an apples to apples comparison. I'm saying that I get it, it's not. But I'm just saying history, I love and respect history.
But back to your point, when they came in, if they didn't sign anybody,
right.
If they didn't bring anybody over from WWE, if they didn't sign any big names, they wouldn't even be able to get a look.
You need some pop. You need something.
Yeah.
Because look what happens in the USFL this year. Did anyone watch that?
No.
Nobody. Because why? Because the people are.
You know what's funny about that? What doesn't make sense is you have the NFL and you have college, which are the highest rated whatever football ever, right? Like college football gets massive money and massive ratings. NFL does too. You would think a semi-pro USFL would be somewhere between a college roster and a pro roster, and no one gives a shit.
Yep.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like those players would all have been D1 players.
I mean, they did sort of the same thing. I mean, not that they really got too many people in there because the money wasn't there.
Right.
So you're not gonna take people out of their contracts. And so there's another different story too, is that NFL players are under contracts.
Yeah.
PGA players aren't. Right. I don't know exactly how this, you can't, get this pussy again. I don't know what that is all about. I don't know what the rules are.
You're right. They're going to have to let him back
exactly.
in. Exactly. I mean, otherwise you're going to dissolve your league.
But there's not a contract like NFL players are under.
Right. And you got to think too, like for PGA guys, I think we think of the top 20 guys, the names you see always on the leaderboard.
Yeah.
But then there's 100 guys that are relying on sponsors and half a broken down bus to go city to city, and if they don't make the cut, they don't get paid. They miss 3-4 cuts in a row.
But think about a PGA season is, I don't even know, 8 months, 10 months.
Yeah,
it's
crazy,
damn near year round. It starts
Yeah.
in Hawaii, it goes, and then they do the whole southern swing in the spring, and then they finish all around. So I mean, it's most of a year.
Yeah.
The number one player in the world through the course of that entire year and playing basically every week of your life is not going to make what 8 weeks or whatever of the Saudi tour is going to do.
Right.
So these guys that want to spend more time, that can still make the money because they're the best at what they do.
Yeah.
And they can now spend all this other time doing other things.
With their
family, all this kind of stuff. Like I said, I don't hold anything against them for going to get the pay.
I understand
if they
that.
sell their soul, and that's why,
I totally understand that, but that comes with a cost. And that cost is...
But that's if people are mad at Phil for it. I mean, I guess if you want to have it because of the Saudi thing, fine. If it's because he's not going to play in your Phoenix Open anymore, then fuck you. If you're a fan of him, then you should be a fan of him, and you should support him to do what's best for him.
Yeah, well...
He's not going to be in my PGA tour. Fuck that guy.
Yeah, but, you can understand fans and how juiced fans are for players, and I mean, you see it every year. LeBron James leaves Cleveland, and they're burning his fucking jersey.
Well, I saw these assholes at Kid Rock fucking destroying the place because they got canceled for a tornado warning.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it okay.
No, I know.
Doesn't make them right.
I know, but the passion, I mean.
Yeah.
When LeBron James does everything for your city, he's the best player in the world, and you're burning his jersey in effigy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the passion. That's what fans are like, He cries at games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why it's a big deal to people in Phoenix who, this guy's here for 2 weeks, and he's all over town, and he's doing clinics, and we're all following him all over the holes for 4 days, and we've done it for 30 years, and now he's like, go fuck yourself.
And now if he has a lot more free time and he's able to spend more time in Phoenix and be a lot more involved in the area and things like that, is that a bad thing? That's my point. I mean, it's.
Well, I just
anger needs
fear
to
it's
be,
going down a road that we're not going to like very much. That's all.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, by the way, and this is way not a sports in general, how they're getting with TV rights and stuff, dude. I love sports, man, but I'm not going to fucking sit here and pay for streaming services for every little game, every little team, if they're not good. For sure. If it's going to become some fucking thing where we have to start watching, this seems like an old man take.
Yeah.
But I've heard this lot recently about like how, they're all trying to vie for streamings of these, different sports. And I'm like, I really do like sports. Not enough, though. I'm not going to pay for, like, the Tigers on a streaming service if they fucking suck.
Well,
I know that's a different... I shouldn't even...
Sports is one of the only things that I still watch consistently because it's the only reality TV there is.
Yeah.
True.
It's the only thing that's not scripted. It's the only thing that's pure overall.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I mean, the reality TV is a joke.
And the only reason this even kind of fits into what you're talking about, Mike, to me is like the history of stuff like this. I get it. But what about that? What about the history of that? I should be able to watch fucking NFL games on Sunday. If they start making NFL games on Sunday, dude, for real pay-per-view games, I'll watch them when they're fucking 9-2. I'm not watching a fucking 3-10 team.
No, but if it's $6 a game and you want to watch the Lions, or you could pay for the package.
Right.
For me, as a fan of an out-of-state team,
I know you've always been used to it.
I've been used to it for 30 years now. So,
but that's
all right, we got to wrap
sorry,
this
dude.
up. That's
sorry.
okay.
We're in dangerous territory, that is for sure.
I know.
Yep. We got one more year at least with DirecTV with the ticket. That goes through next season, or this coming season. All right, Esus and Hell. You're generating quite a bit of email in religion, dude.
Messaged me on Facebook, and I was up north trying to stay off my phone with a very long message, and I'm going to get back to that too. So yeah, I'm aware of it.
Yeah, don't read it now. We're already over time.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
God doesn't send anyone to hell. You send yourself to hell.
Okay.
Unrepentant sin warrants hell. Repentant sin is forgiven and opens the gates to heaven. The emailer is spot on. T-Roy is conflating the Immaculate Conception with Jesus' conception. Immaculate Conception was Mary being unstained by sin, including original sin. I don't even know what half that means.
You're taking a dick.
I really hope the Catholic Church pays attention to
Out
all
of
these
wedlock,
rules.
I think. think that's the sin.
By the way, from what Ty used to tell me, Ty looked into it a lot at one point, and like, dude, he was telling me like hell isn't even like an original, Christianity thing. Like, we all think of the Bible. Oh, it's in the Bible. But really, the Bible was made
scare
well
tactics,
after
baby.
Jesus was come and gone.
We thought we'd tease you with heaven.
Hell came from like the Romans, I think he told me, or something.
We thought if we gave you the proverbial carrot of heaven, that would be good enough for people to want it. But now we got to threaten you with hell to kick you in the ass.
Yeah. It's the yin and the yang, right? Good and evil. You can't have one without the other. So you almost need hell to.
Yeah.
But, just like everything, once you get used to it, it just becomes.
Well,
that's the other thing. Would heaven become that? Would heaven become that?
The hell
in reality?
to the PGA's heaven.
There you go.
Would heaven become that in reality?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing, right? I fucking love Taco Bell. You made me eat it every single.
Just fucking sunshine and blue skies.
People cheering their wives and girlfriends because they get sick of pussy. Like, heaven's going to be good?
Is heaven one thing, or is heaven everybody's personal heaven?
It would have to be personalized because some people love rain and clouds.
Some people
I would
love
be miserable in that. Some people love kitty fucking. Maybe there's a heaven for those people. I don't know. I mean, imagine if that's your fucking jam. That
doesn't say in the Bible what age is age, right? Doesn't say an age of consent in the Bible.
Actually, back then, they were knocking off by 12 because you died at 30.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean.
Okay.
So if that guy was used to fucking 12-year-olds and he got to heaven, he's not going to want to stop fucking 12.
Well, the rules change. We know that.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to go now.
Yeah.
12's not legal anymore, dude.
In heaven?
Yeah, time to go.
Harbaugh. He wears his faith on his sleeve. My buddy helped put on that event. It'll die down immediately. What did he say that's so bad? Isn't it a shame that it was even noteworthy, let alone newsworthy?
True. He didn't say anything.
No, he didn't.
Not at all.
But
everybody should be entitled to their beliefs, their opinions.
Yeah, but
and it shouldn't matter to anybody else.
Yeah, but if you take any sort of position against pro-choice, you're going to feel it.
Of course.
Just are.
That's where we're at.
It'll be interesting to see in a few weeks when Michigan football gets into gear and he's way more public.
Yeah.
To see what public reaction will be because those people take that shit very seriously.
Yeah, I just don't think they're in the big house on Saturday.
Yeah, you might be right. I hadn't thought about that.
That's my guess.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Thanks. Good seeing you, Easus. You're not doing your show Friday.
No, I'm taking a week off. That was part of the whole camping. I just wanted to, take a week off.
It's fine.
Down.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.
Tomorrow. But you can still listen to past episodes at Vicky Comedy Venture on Spotify and iTunes. Perfect time to catch up.
There you go. All right, have a great rest of the day, everybody.